Hello, welcome. If you're looking at this video now, there's a very big chance that you may be starting to get very worried about your child, wondering whether he or she has started anorexia or not. I have worked with families for over 34 years, and it's been a privilege, but it's also been very heartbreaking. It's been heartbreaking to see what absolute destruction anorexia in particular can cause a family. It just destroys everybody in it, not just the person who is suffering from it. And sometimes those families never get back together again. Anorexia is also the psychiatric illness which is the most harmful and has one of the highest mortality rates. I'm not saying this to frighten you, but I'm saying it in a way to say if you are worried, you are right to be worried and you should take immediate action. I've built this site up in 3 distinct phases, because each phase feeds into the other. The first thing you should absolutely do if you are worried is get a clearer impression of what is actually going on, and you'll find below a 15-question quiz. Now, it's totally free, it's confidential, and by the end of it, I think you'll have a much better idea of where you stand. After this, depending on the result you get, I offer a diagnostic session. Now, this is not therapy. It's not part of my flagship course. It's just a complete deep dive into what has been happening in your family for the last few months. You can ask me any questions you want. I will ask you questions. I am passionately interested in hearing about what happened, how you think this started to get going. The diagnostic session will leave you really with a very good idea whether you should be worried or not. Excuse me. But one of the other things it does, it's also an assessment for me as to whether, if you want to go on working with me, you are in the right place or whether maybe you're not quite ready. I'll explain this. Citadel is a master course for 2 weeks in which I train parents exactly what they have to do. I teach them everything there is to learn about anorexia. Also very important, I teach them how to have the right mindset, because when you get into this, it is one of the most difficult things you're ever going to do in your life, and you've got to know what you're walking into. You've got to be ready, and you've got to be determined, and you've also got to know that you must never, ever, ever give up. Also, if you would like, after the diagnostic, you can put your name down on a waiting list, because for the school, I'm taking few people at a time because I care deeply that they all get exactly enough information. So it's going to be a cohort. A cohort is a small class of people who get information online. It's not just a kind of course that you have to take home and do on your own. This is really, I will be walking with you every step of the way. If I feel you're not ready, I will definitely tell you. But so here you have the 15 questions, the diagnostic, and then if you are ready, the school for parents. I can't promise you that I can wave a magic wand and everything will be better, but I can promise you that if you come regularly, if you stick with us for 2 weeks, there is not a thing about anorexia that you won't know. You will know exactly what mindset to cultivate, because this illness is like a third person in your home. In fact, I think it's a very good thing to personify it, because it is cunning, backfilling and powerful, and you have to know and fight back. You have to never let the slightest little opening enable it to get in even further. It has literally hijacked, in a way, your child's brain, but it hasn't, and you are going to go into battle against it. So that was a very, very brief explanation. I give a much more in-depth explanation on my YouTube channel, on my LinkedIn, I do posts, and on TikTok, I do something which I think might help parents. I think anorexia is very much like a fairy tale. And what I mean by that is, in most fairy tales, there is a victim who's had a kind of a spell put on them and they can't hear you. Your child, when she has or he has anorexia, can't hear you. So you are the one who has to save them and do all the heavy lifting and go into battle and close ranks. In fact, the whole family needs to close ranks, and we also touch on that in the Citadel School. So if you'd like to talk to me, I've got also, as we're just starting and all the launch hasn't quite started, you can talk to me directly on WhatsApp. My number is there. Or if you'd like to email me, I would be delighted to talk to you. So go on, take the quiz, please. You have everything to gain. It might be one of the most important things that you do this year. And I hope to hear from you soon. Have a great evening or day wherever you are. Bye-bye.